Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. With the iPhone 17 pre-orders kicking off today, I thought it would be a perfect time to talk about how to make your iPhone last just a little bit longer. Not everyone needs to upgrade right away, and with the right care, your iPhone can keep going for years. So let's get into some tips that will save you money and extend the life of your device. Now, with the iPhone 17 pre-orders officially starting, it can feel tempting to upgrade right away. But before you hit that buy button, let's talk about how to make your current iPhone last longer. Because most of us don't actually need the newest model. The truth is, unless your iPhone is truly on its last leg, you can probably keep it running just fine for another year or two, or maybe even 3. And by last leg, I mean it's no longer getting security, patches, software updates, or it's got multiple problems like maybe a bad battery, cracked screen, or even a charge port that barely works. But for everyone else, a few smart habits can save you a lot of money in the long run, without giving in to the upgrade pressure just because a shiny new iPhone is out. But stick around to the end because I will also share with you 3 reasons why I personally plan to upgrade to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, the first thing I recommend is getting a solid case for your iPhone. And I don't mean that $10 case from the flea market with that flashy design. I'm talking about something with real drop protection. Now, I get it. I'm not a fan of cases either. They take away from the clean design of your iPhone, but if your goal is to make your phone last longer, a good case is one of the smartest investments you can make. And here's why. A lot of screens crack not just because of the glass itself, but because the frame bends during the drop. Protecting the frame actually helps protect the screen. And remember, basically every iPhone now has a back glass. So even if your screen survives the fall, the back glass can still crack. And what most people don't realize is that once that back glass is damaged, it compromises your iPhone's water resistance. And replacing that back glass, well, yeah, it's definitely not cheap. And honestly, I hear people complaining about the prices of good cases all the time. And I don't get it. If you're protecting a device that costs around, or in some cases more than $1,000, why wouldn't you spend a little extra just to keep it safe? Now, along with a good case, don't skip out on the screen protector. It adds another layer of defense, protecting against cracks and scratches. Yes, today's screens are way more durable and more scratch resistant, but at the end of the day, glass is still glass. And it can still sometimes crack, and, well, it will scratch over time. And here's the bonus of protecting your phone. If you ever plan to resell or trade your iPhone in, keeping the screen clean, the back glass intact, and the frame dent-free makes the process way easier, and usually gets you way more value back. Also, take a moment to think about your charging accessories. Are your cords frayed? Are they made by a trusted brand? I get it. The $5 gas station cord seems like a good idea at the moment, but cheap can end up costing you more. These low quality cables aren't built to the same standard. A lot of them break off inside of the charge port, and when that happens, you're either stuck trying to dig it out, or worse yet, you're paying for a port replacement because you can't take it out. And the same thing goes for the wall adapter. Ever since phone manufacturers stopped including them in the box, a lot of people just grab whatever they can find. But the same rule applies. Cheap chargers equals potential damage. And once again, we're talking about a device that costs around or more than $1,000. Don't trust it to a $5 cord and adapter. And since we're on the topic about charging, let's talk about wireless charging. Wireless charging is super convenient. I use it myself all the time. But here's the trade-off. It generates more heat than wired charging. And over time, that extra heat can shorten your battery's lifespan. 2 things are always true with wireless charging. It creates more heat, and lithium batteries don't like heat. Cheap wireless chargers make that problem worse. They often run hotter and they don't always regulate power correctly. So if you're going to use wireless charging, at least stick with an M5 certified or Qi certified chargers. That way you know your iPhone is charging safely and efficiently. Now, if your goal is to absolutely maximize your battery's life, the best option is to avoid wireless charging altogether. But that's totally up to you. Personally, I still use wireless charging every night because the convenience outweighs the trade-off for me. Now, if your iPhone is still in good shape overall, but the battery just doesn't hold a charge like it used to, it might be time for a replacement. Most battery swaps cost around $100, way cheaper than dropping $800 or $1,000 plus on a brand new iPhone. You can check Apple's website for an exact price for your model or head to a trusted independent repair shop for a quote. And just like with charging accessories, quality matters here too. If someone's offering to replace your iPhone battery for about $25, there's probably a catch. Either the battery itself is very low quality or the work isn't being done properly. In both cases, that shortcut could cost you more down the road. Now, if you have AppleCare, you might actually qualify for a free battery replacement. Apple will cover it if your battery's health dropped below 80% of its original capacity. So if your phone doesn't last long or it randomly shuts down, chances are you're already under that limit. To check your battery's health is simple. Just go into Settings, Battery, then tap on Battery Health. Here you will see maximum capacity and your cycle count. But just keep in mind, if you're on an older iPhone or not running at least iOS 18, this screen might look a little different. Now, if you've already upgraded to a new iPhone but want to keep your old one as a backup, you still want to take care of it just a little bit. First, make sure it's stored somewhere safe. Avoid extreme temperatures like an attic, garage, or even just direct sunlight. Extreme heat or cold are the fastest way to ruin a lithium battery. Lithium batteries also don't like sitting at 0% or 100% charge for long periods of time. The sweet spot's somewhere in between 50 to 80%. That's where the battery ages at the slowest rate. So here's what I recommend. Set a reminder for about every 6 months to check on it, plug it in, bring it to about 50 to 80% charge, and then store it away. That way, when you actually need your backup phone, the battery can still hold a decent charge, and you're actually able to use your backup phone. And one more pro tip, maybe turn it on once in a while and keep it connected to Wi-Fi. That way it can install any security updates or app updates or just keep itself current. Letting it stay updated means you might save some time when you actually need to use it. Having a backup iPhone is one of the smartest ways to save money. If something happens to your main device, you won't be forced to panic buy a new iPhone. Now, speaking of your main iPhone, one of the easiest things you can do to extend its lifespan is to turn on optimized battery charging. This feature helps your iPhone learn your daily charging habits and slows the battery charging once it hits 80% charge, waiting to finish that last 20% charging closer to when you actually need it. So if you plug it in overnight and it hits 80% around 2 a.m., it actually will hold at 80%, then finish charging that last 20% closer to when you normally wake up. And why does this matter? Well, lithium batteries, like I mentioned earlier, wear out faster when they sit at 100% for hours on end. By holding at 80% overnight, your iPhone reduces the long-term stress on your battery. Another important tip is to keep your iPhone away from extreme temperatures. Ideally, you want to keep your iPhone in between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything hotter or colder can seriously damage your battery. And I know that's not always possible, but for the most part, if you keep it within that range, your iPhone is safe. And if you've ever been at the beach and gotten that warning message, iPhone needs to cool down before you can use it, well, that's your iPhone protecting the battery from permanent damage. Because once that heat damage happens, there's no real way to reverse it. And since we're talking about saving money, here's a bonus tip. Consider buying refurbished or pre-owned iPhones. If you buy directly from Apple's official Refurbished store, you won't always find the rock bottom prices. But what you will get is peace of mind. Apple refurbished products are basically like new. They come with a fresh battery, a new outer shell, and 1-year manufacturer warranty. And you can even add AppleCare for extra coverage. If you're shopping outside of Apple, just make sure the seller has a clear return policy, so you're protected just in case something doesn't check out. Personally, I've bought refurbished gear not just from Apple, but also from brands like Bose, Samsung, Beats, and I've never had any issues. When you go straight through the manufacturers, it's usually a great way to save a little bit of money without giving up quality or warranty protection. So if you're trying to stretch out your tech budget, don't overlook refurbished options. It can be one of the smartest ways to upgrade or keep a solid backup device around without breaking the bank. And as I promised at the start of the video, here are the reasons I'm upgrading to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, even though I just spent the whole video telling you how to make your iPhone last longer. In any case, for me it comes down to work. I use my iPhone for recording, editing constantly, so the improvements this year not only save me time, but it promises to keep my workflow smooth. So the first reason is going to be the new vapor chamber and better thermal dissipation. When I'm exporting videos or recording long session, heat is my biggest enemy. The cooler my phone stays, the longer it can run at full performance without throttling. The second is the upgraded camera system. With all three lenses now being 48 megapixels, I don't have to worry about quality drops when the phone switches to the other camera. And since I shoot a lot of my B-roll for this videos on my iPhone now, this means sharper, more consistent footage without any extra work. And the third is the anti-reflective coating that the display is going to have. This is a small detail, but it could make a big difference when I'm filming my iPhone in the studio for my tutorials or videos. Less glare from the lights means I get cleaner shots and save time in editing. So all of these reasons are tied to my work and efficiency. For 90% of people out there, these things probably won't matter enough to justify upgrading. But for me, it's a real investment into my setup. So there you have it. Just a few practical tips here to make your iPhone last longer and save you money in the process. And remember, there's no need to panic buy just because a shiny new iPhone is being released. Apple supports their devices for far longer than most people realize. We're not just talking about 2 to 3 years of support. Most iPhones get 5 to 7 years of full iOS updates, plus security patches even beyond that. On top of that, Apple offers battery replacements for many models throughout that same window. And independent shops can often extend your hardware's lifespan even beyond that. That said, I wouldn't recommend using an iPhone once it no longer receives security updates. But if your device is still supported, take care of it, and it should take care of you. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more iPhone tips and tricks, and drop a comment if you have any of your own tricks to keep your iPhone running like new. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.